and you got to build both of these guys up.
But you know what?
Going into Mercy. No Mercy.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that would have actually helped if Roman Reigns is still like meant to win this match. Because if Jason Jordan would have beat him, then of course John Cena could be like, well, this person you told me that I took too long with, he beat you. So what kind of person are you? And then
that
Roman
could add more heat.
Exactly. So that's actually a good point you could have made right there.
I thought that's the only thing. Jason Jordan is a heck of an athlete, and as we know, as the match is going on, John Cena's looking in the back. Now I am going to do something that's probably going to make you laugh because I actually did a Superman punch count in this match. Just see exactly how many times he would try to go to this finisher. He only did it twice.
Yeah.
And he hit 1 for 2 out of 50%. So good job to Roman Reigns. I didn't have to see the Superman punch 9 times for the win.
That is hilarious.
I'm going to count tonight to see how many times he does his little Superman punch spiel and see how that works. But one of them did get reversed to a crossface, which I did like that little segment there between those two. But can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Did Roman Reigns, in your opinion, underestimate Jason Jordan?
Yeah. I feel like he did, definitely. Only because, like I said, I think going with the story mode because of how John Cena played with them, of course, that means Roman Reigns already thinks he can beat John Cena. Mm-hmm. So, of course, he came in thinking that Jason Jordan was going to be a squash match. And then he did all this stuff. Because, like you said, he only did the Superman punch like one time. The first one was unsuccessful. And then he kind of he didn't actually have a momentum for him until the very end. Like it was pretty much all Jason until the end where he finally got a hit, did the Superman punch, went straight to the spear. Like it was pretty much him trying to end the match. It wasn't like it was a back and forth. It was like, hey, I'm getting beat up. Let me get it. Let me get out of here. Yeah.
I think what really changed the match too was when he threw Jason Jordan into that. He slid into that ring post and ended up outside, and he came back in the ring, and that was pretty much it from there.
Definitely.
So Roman Reigns did get the victory, and then after the match, John Cena comes out after a quick interview, comes out to confront Roman Reigns after the match. This is some of the things that Cena kind of hit on. I'll let CJ talk about it too, what his thoughts are. But pretty much criticized Reigns for taking just as long as he did the week before with Jason Jordan. And Reigns is saying, well, I was actually out here having a great match. You don't know what those are. You hadn't had one of those in however long. And then John Cena said something that really made me laugh, and he was like,
I know what you're going to say.
You pretty much, I don't even have to try. All I have to do is just come out here and just let you talk. You pretty much make this easy for me.
Right.
So, and he was like, no one has ever cut you down to size, so that's why I'm here. No Mercy will be a cakewalk. And it looks like John's going to walk off, and Roman Reigns goes to that go-to.
Yep.
Bring your bitch ass back. He has to cuss.
Yeah, he has to. That's the only way his promo is relevant right now.
And it doesn't do anything for him. So what do you think about just that part of just opening up when they started this kind of conversation between each other?
Well, I do like the fact that John Cena is still shooting on Roman Reigns' failure at doing promos. Mm-hmm. And like I said, his only thing that's saving him is just getting a crowd reaction out of cussing. Like that's pretty much the only thing. Like if Roman Reigns doesn't cuss, the fans aren't going to respond for the most part. And and that's why John Cena, which he was like, you can't blame me. Roman's burying himself. Like that was definitely harsh to get at. And I like the fact that they're still shooting on actual stuff, like underlying things. Like it's not just like going on his wrestling. Like we're really talking about his actual success and why people don't like him. So it's fun. It's fun to see that realism into this feud right now.
But then no censorship again.
Yeah,
third week in a row, they just allowed him to just drop.
And it's funny. I think after a while they might just keep that on Roman Reigns. Just because until he really builds up the charisma in his promos, that's the only thing that's going to get him over. If he cusses at somebody, that's the fans' version of, oh man, he's serious now. He done said a cuss word to him. Oh, he means business now.
Yeah. And it's just like, I understand that's his go-to. I mean, he's improving. He's getting better. And like you said last week, this could be a thing of maybe a teaching thing for John Cena to kind of show him how to really cut a really decent promo.
Because you've never seen Roman Reigns be this consistent on the microphone. Never. Right. So I think that's the whole purpose of John coming here and feuding with Roman Reigns, to build him to finally be his ultimate character. Because the only thing, which, I mean, of course, a lot of people argue about his skill set or his wrestling moves and whatever. But for me, the only thing that's lacking on him is really his mic skills. And that's John Cena's, I think that's John Cena's sole purpose right now until this pay-per-view match is to actually get him better on the mic. Which I did like that Roman Reigns made a shot on Cena being irrelevant. And he can't break into the Hollywood, and he was like, "I know a guy," which of course he was talking about his cousin. Yeah, talking about The Rock. So I like that. I like that little moment right there, because, like you say, John Cena is going to leave after this to go back and shoot for his. Which actually, now that I think about it, that could have been a plug, because, like we know, John Cena is going to actually be like a star character in the new movie that he's breaking off into. He's leaving. After this pay-per-view, No Mercy, he's going to go shoot to the spin-off movie Bumblebee for Transformers.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
So that actually could be like a plug for John Cena to be like, you know, he can't do it in Hollywood, but he really is going to be a star in a movie in Hollywood. So,
and then so that could, I like the way they did that segment too. But then Reigns also, he went on to talk about like the ticket sales, and John, you're not selling tickets within 5 years. Since the last 5 years, I've been the one pretty much here, you know, selling things out. Revenue is great,
which is a lie.
And it's not all. And he's like, Roman, you actually think you created all of this?
Right.
Like all of this is because of you, right? And then Reigns also, I thought this was a good comeback too, when he was like, hey, you came to Monday Night Raw to call me out. Usually people call John Cena out.
This is true.
Yeah, but you called me out. So that goes to show me that, like, you know, I'm that big of a deal that you have to come to my show to call me out. And then he was just kind of saying that the WWE doesn't need John Cena anymore. John Cena needs the WWE. So what do you think about some of those remarks?
That's actually really good as far as their story mode goes, because, like, you know, when John Cena came back to SmackDown, he was of course going for, what was he going for, the title?
Well, when he came back to SmackDown this last time, he came back I think on the 4th of July, and the whole thing with Rusev he was pretty much saying that he's back. He's the free agent. He's the all-timer. He's going to be on both shows fighting the likes of Nakamura, you know, whoever it was that, you know, Roman Reigns.
So he really didn't have a target in SmackDown.
And then Rusev just came out, and then that's when it led to that.
So yeah, so definitely for him to come to Raw, because he could have easily said that I was coming to Raw to fight Brock Lesnar, you know, and then, but of course we know John Cena actually fights. Like he's a consistent weekly fighter. So I mean, the only real person of a high caliber for him to fight would be Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and they never fought before either.
Exactly. So
that's a new rivalry that they have going on. But I did like the way that Roman Reigns brought that up. Like, hey, dude, you came here, you called me out. Like, you know. Yeah. So, and then how he ended it was kind of rough. You know, after you brought up how he said about, I know a guy. So John Cena said, I'm going to put this in terms where even you can understand it, Roman, that at No Mercy considered me like a drug test.
Oh,
Holmes.
Man.
You ain't getting past me.
That was disrespectful.
Mike drops. Cena walks off. 3-0 John Cena on the mic over the last 3 weeks. I mean, then going to that drug test incident, the drug, you know, violation that Reigns had a couple years ago.
That is right. He got suspended for
it. Yeah, he got suspended for that. So what'd you think about that comment on that?
That's funny. I didn't remember the drug test thing, the actual drug test. Like, I thought it was, honestly, I just genuinely thought it was a shoot at knowing that Roman Reigns smokes a lot of weed or something. Like,
oh, no, that was for the...
Yeah, now that I remember it, now that you said it, literally, I remember that he got suspended for a drug failure, which could also be like a shoot on, Brock Lesnar, because he failed some drug tests for UFC. So, but I mean, of course, it's not about him. But I do like that. Like I said, I like that they're getting personal and they're actually bringing, you know, real stuff and that makes it more believable, especially now because we're at the age of smart fans. Like, you can't just say a couple of things like, "Hey, I'm gonna beat you up. You're not that great of a person." Like, and the fans know deeper now about what's going on. So for him to like pull stuff like that out, it really does actually bring more tension to the feud for me. So I do like that. I actually do like what it's becoming, even though I feel like I know the results on it. Like, as if John Cena wins and leaves, it serves no purpose to me.
Now, I was also listening to on JD from NY206 from YouTube. He also brought up some great points too. Like, Roman Reigns is going on about, the last 5 years the ticket sales have been this and that. Usually when Roman Reigns and even John Cena, when they have a great match, they're big personalities, but when they have a great match, it takes someone else to take them to that limit to have a great match. Like AJ Styles did John Cena.
Yeah.
Or like when AJ Styles and Roman Reigns was, going up against each other. They're never going to make someone else have a great match. John Cena's, you can pretty much script what John Cena's going to do in the ring.
True.
He's going to get beat up early. He's going to get this full swing of momentum where he does his little "you can't see me" thing, and then get to try to do a million AAs, and and then with Roman Reigns, we know, he's gonna do his drive-by on the apron, and he's gonna do his clothesline that's in the corner, and he's gonna do his little power bomb where he picks you up and then elevates you and drops you down. But then they don't really, and then the 2000 Superman punches. But the thing with them, I thought JD from NY206 made a good point. It's like, he's right. Like, we know John Cena has great personality on the mic, hands down one of the best promo makers in wrestling history. But Roman Reigns not so much. And then you look at Roman Reigns, not that great in the ring. It always takes someone else to make them have a great match. So when this match happens at No Mercy, I don't expect a classic match between them, because they don't really give you that in the ring. It's pretty much, what's going to happen. Like,
that's true.
I mean, they have yet to become, I don't know if you've noticed too, they've yet to become physical with each other. Only one time was when Cena missed and got Superman punched by Reigns when he tried to hit Joe, Joe sidestepped it. But other than that, they have yet to put their hands on each other yet. That's so true. We don't really know how that's going to look when they do it.
Yeah. Honestly, like, now that you say that, I mean, even for this pay-per-view, this isn't the main thing I want to see.
It's not.
I do like it. I do like the tension because I do like Roman Reigns, even though, like I said, no, he's not the top tier person in matches, or nobody likes his limited skill set or whatever, which John Cena kind of does. He's broken out some random things, but like you said, it takes other wrestlers for them to do something different, for them to do something new. So yeah, I like it, but this isn't my main event for.
Yeah, and I just feel like the match quality, it'll be a decent match, but I just don't really see it'll be like one we'll be talking about, like we talked about all the times AJ Styles and John Cena fought, or matches of that caliber. And then, like we said, we're not going to see it again, because like as soon as this is over, Cena is off to do what he has to do. So this is just for the moment. This may be something WWE comes back, revisits, maybe later, maybe next year or something. But as of right now, I like the way it's building toward it. The sound bites are really good building toward the match, but in terms of it being a classic, I don't think so. Yeah,
and then going back to what you said, one last thing on this, the fact that they aren't physical, I think that attests once again to the fact that John Cena is really here to build his mic skills. Like, they wouldn't be able to work on his mic skills if they fight every time that he comes in the ring. So the purpose now is to let him learn how to do promos, because I do feel like everything he said the first time they went at it for that good promo is true. Like, he's only here to be the next John Cena, so he can't be the next John Cena if he can't talk.
True. You're right. So are you all good on that with Cena and Reigns there?
Yeah, I think I'm
we did also learn, caught me off guard, we'll get into it a little bit later on, Brock Lesnar was in the building.
Oh man, yeah.
And then we also learned that Braun Strowman had to fight John Cena. And when I first heard that Brock was in the building, that put me in a good mood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My sir.
So that was good. And then when I heard Strowman versus Cena, it put me in a good mood. But then again, it was like, why am I